Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name's Kaylee Vasquez and this is Team Vasquez, and my husband usually joins me on this channel and we talk about fitness, bodybuilding, weightlifting, and everything health and wellness. But today we are actually going to be talking about newborn must-haves and regrets. My son is 5 weeks old and hopefully next week I will be cleared to go back to the gym. At that time we will be posting a video on first day back at the gym. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get updates on whenever we post new content. Now let's get into the video. So my little man is 5.5 weeks old, and in those last 5.5 weeks we figured out what works for him and what products have really helped us out during those first 5 weeks. Now, just as a disclaimer, this is my first baby. I really don't know that much about anyone else's baby, so if you have products that have worked really well for you and they're on my regret list, well, I'm glad that they worked for you. But just to get us started, one of the products that has made our life so much better and easier is this right here. It's the Boba Wrap, and I actually have the box. So this is the Boba Wrap, and we've been using this since he was I'd say about 4 weeks old. During that time, he actually went through his first leap. We just got over it. And the leap, for anyone that doesn't know, those are developmental milestones that your baby goes through, like brain development wise. During that time, they're extremely clingy and cranky. They just want to be held and coddled, if you will. So this wrap has made it to where we can have skin-to-skin contact, and I don't have to physically hold him all day long. And he definitely likes it better than being put down. If we put him down, he'll just scream. So that's the first thing. This thing has made our life so much easier. We did actually buy the Infantino, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but the baby carrier. It's more of a structured carrier. We did try that. He absolutely hated it. He didn't even want to be put in it for more than a second. He was screaming. So we actually are going to be returning that. We still haven't gotten around to it, but this wrap, it's just fantastic. The next thing that's on our list is the Boppy Pillow. I actually was unsure if I wanted to purchase this. It is $50 for this particular pillow. It comes with the pillow and the cover on the outside. This is the Luxe edition, and we've got it at Target. But this pillow has been one of the best things we've actually purchased ourselves. We have used it for nighttime feedings, like when I'm laying in bed, I'll just prop myself up, put him on top of it, and nurse until he falls back asleep. So that's been great. I even use it in this chair. It props him up so where I can actually use both of my hands. I use it on the couch, pretty much anywhere. I just pretty much take this around the house with me, and anywhere that he needs to eat, I just go ahead and feed him. So that has been a lifesaver for us. The next thing on my list is the Itzy Ritzy car seat cover. Now, we've used this as a car seat cover and a nursing cover so far. It also can be used as a shopping cart cover, but he's not really old enough to sit in a shopping cart by himself, so we have not used that yet. But this is what it looks like, and we actually got this at Target as well. But it is definitely one of the most versatile products that we have. So the first time we ever took him out of the house, he was, I think, 2 weeks old at that time, and we took him to the grocery store. It was like a 30-minute long trip. It was not very long at all. But we put this over his car seat so that it would be a little bit of a barrier from anyone outside. And it made us feel a little bit better about taking him out. So that has been something we've used regularly whenever we take him out. Granted, he's 5 weeks old. We have not been taking him out very much. Okay, so the next thing on our list is pretty much the clothing that you're going to be buying and having them wear during these first couple weeks. One of the things that we used every single day and every night was the newborn sleepers. They have little footy pajamas on them. We ended up buying ours at Target and at Carter's. But the newborn sleepers that we have, I'll just show you one right here. Hello, handsome. This is one of his favorite sleepers. He wore it's in size newborn. He's since then moved to 0 to 3 months, but this is his newborn sleeper. I'm not even sure how that got wet. Cool. That's what he would wear to bed every night. Now he would wear that, pretty much he would kick his blanket off every night too, so that was the main thing that was keeping him warm. It really makes him feel safe, secure, so we definitely love those newborn sleepers. The other thing is just regular onesies. During the day, if it was a bit hot, or if he was beginning to sweat a little bit, then we would just pop him in a onesie and he'd wear a pair of socks with it. So that was the two main types of clothing. Since then, we really haven't dressed him in much else. He has a couple of outfits like shorts and little polo shirts, but that is not an everyday item. So I've been exclusively breastfeeding. Now if you're doing formula or you're pumping and then feeding, whatever is working for you, fed is best. But for us, we are doing exclusive breastfeeding. And one thing that I did find was that he was comfort nursing off of me, and what that did was it made my nipples extremely painful, extremely almost itchy. We haven't had any issues with any kind of infection. He hasn't had thrush, so I mean it's not due to an infection, the pain that I was having, but he just did not want to unlatch at any point in time. If he would, if he happened to fall off of the nipple, he would just cry. So he was comfort nursing. So we did try a bunch of pacifiers to use that for comfort, but he absolutely hated the pacifier that we first gave him. We thought, oh my God, he's not going to take a pacifier, and we thought the world was over. But we did try the Wubbanub, and he loves it. It does help keep it on his chest, so if the pacifier actually falls out of his mouth, it stays right there, so he's able to just quickly suck it right back in, and there you go. We did try the Philips pacifiers as well, the Philips, the Soothies. Now, we tried them because they look exactly the same. I did not know that the Philips Soothies come in different textures, if you will. This one right here is the same soft texture that this one is. You don't have to press very hard to push it in together. Now, the Philips one that we tried was extremely hard. So it was really hard to push it together. I would, instead of being able to do this, as you can see, when I would press the same pressure, it would only go about there. So that was a very, very hard pacifier, and he hated it. He spit it right out. Now, I didn't really tell a difference until a couple weeks later, so we finally tried these again, and they have been fantastic. But every other pacifier so far he absolutely hates, so we don't do any other pacifiers. Now, the other thing on our list is baby oil. Now, he was prone to getting dry skin. I have dry skin, I have eczema, even my face, I have dry skin. The makeup that I use is made for dry skin, so he sadly inherited that from me. So he has dry skin. We've been putting baby oil on him. We tried a bunch of different lotions. We tried Aveeno, which I thought would be great, but it actually started to almost peel on his skin, so we stopped using that. Baby oil has been our go-to for everything from moisturizing his skin. We put it on his head as well after his bath, and that's to prevent cradle cap. He has not had any kind of dry skin on his head so far, and I attribute it to the baby oil after his bath. Now, the other thing is he does not like to be put down, really, but in his crib or his bassinet, those two things, it's extremely hard to get him to be put down in his crib or bassinet. He wants to co-sleep with us, and he likes to sleep slanted upwards, elevated, if you will, on one of our pillows. But what we did do is we purchased a crib wedge. Now, the crib wedge, we've put it under the crib, we've put it under the bassinet that's in our room, and we found that when he's elevated, he sleeps a lot better. Now, we used to put the Boppy Pillow in the bassinet and just lay him sort of on top of that to elevate his shoulders. But that crib wedge has been a lifesaver for us. So I think we're definitely going to continue to use that. We will transition it from the bassinet to his crib once he's moved in here permanently. But we did go to his pediatrician to see if he had reflux, because they say that babies that like to be elevated tend to have reflux. It helps with that problem. He doesn't seem to have any kind of reflux issues. He just likes to sit up for some reason. So that was definitely a great purchase for us. And Pampers. So with diapers, when we were in the hospital when he was born, Pampers were what the hospital provided us during those first couple of days there. When we got home, we actually had pretty much a split stash of Pampers and Huggies. Now, he, for some reason, it's not that he hated the Huggies, I hated them only because he would leak through them constantly. Now, he was a very long and skinny baby, so maybe that has something to do with it. I have heard that Huggies are best for chunkier babies, but we had them, so I was going to use them. And he started to get this weird diaper rash exactly where the Huggies were touching his skin, nowhere else. And his skin was just red, it looked irritated, and when we took him to the pediatrician for that specific rash, she actually said, "Did you change diapers recently?" And I thought, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much when it happened. As soon as we switched from the Pampers box to the Huggies box, he started to have a rash. So we switched back. It turns out he's allergic to something like in the Huggies, maybe the elastic part. I'm not exactly sure. But Pampers are the only type of diaper that we can put on him that doesn't irritate his skin, and he doesn't have a bunch of blowouts. Granted, he's a baby, so there are going to be some blowouts, but not every single time he goes. So Pampers, that was a great thing for us. Now, let's move on to the regrets. So first off, we were gifted this, so I don't want to sound unappreciative, but my mom did purchase us the Halo Bassinet, and I thought it would be a fantastic thing. Babies can only sleep in the Halo Bassinet until they're able to sit up and move around. Once they're able to sit up on their own, it kind of becomes a safety hazard because it does swivel. You can move it. So he'll only be able to use the Halo Bassinet for like 6 months. And he's already over a month old. Now the Halo Bassinet, he really has not used it very much because he does like to sit up. We didn't even purchase the crib wedge until a week ago, so we haven't been able to use it for like the first month of his life. So I definitely feel like spending $200 on a Halo Bassinet when you don't know if your baby is going to sleep in a bassinet or if they are strictly going to co-sleep or want to be close to you at night. Do you really want to spend $200 on something that they really don't use? And then, as I said before, with this wrap, the Boba Wrap, he loves this, but he hated the Infantino baby carrier, so that was on my list of regret purchases because he absolutely hated it, did not want to be in it for more than a second. He would be screaming his head off. And then pretty much all other pacifiers that are out there, he hates them. He doesn't want to use anything else besides the Phillips. Now the other thing that we have in our disposal is a swing. It's the Graco swing. Now I've heard a lot of babies like to be swung and they like to go to sleep in a swing or a rock and play or a bouncer, but he hates swings, bouncers, rockers, everything. So that was a big waste, but in the end I guess you gotta figure out what works, right? But we do not have the receipt for that anymore. We cannot take it back and exchange it for something else. It's just kind of sitting in our living room. So, but like I said, every baby is different. They're all gonna like different things. What works for my baby may not work for your baby. Alright, so if you guys like this video, please subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you can get updates on whenever we post new content. And we will see you very, very soon. Bye!